We got some more people coming in. Go ahead in the chat if you don't mind. Let me know. I think Ozaro says you can't hear me. I'm showing that my microphone's working well. So if you can't hear me, please go ahead and just chat that in. But Gazaros, if that's the case, you might just need to change your speaker settings under the thanks, Oliver, under the microphone. So we're gonna get going in literally one more minute here today, guys. We just want to give everybody quite a few people just popped right in here this last second. So we're gonna give one more minute. We're gonna dive right in. I was telling the group that came in a moment ago that we want to probably have a notepad, piece of paper, something to write with on that piece of paper, just to get some good strategies. We want you to leave this masterclass, this workshop, with things that you can go do. Okay. So we don't want you to have stuff that isn't useful for you. We're going to leave you with some tangible things. Hey, so go ahead and as we're waiting on that last minute, if you guys don't mind just chatting in where you're from, like to see, we always have people from all over the place, so it's great to see people engaged. You're joining us on different channels. We have this not only in the private Zoom meeting, but a lot of different streams as well. So if you're on one of those streams, just go ahead and chat those in. Oliver, Ohio, very nice, sir. Good friend of mine was just visiting from Ohio, so glad to have you on. Haley's out there in Utah, so it's just noon there in Utah. That's awesome. Very cool. Hey, John, how are you? Hey, Sue, it's from Connecticut. How's it going, John?
I think we're streaming everywhere, but I don't know.
I'll check. I'll check. But it looked like we did a good job.
It
So
looks
I
like
think
it looks like we're live.
yeah, and we've got a good crowd in here. I'm not sure we need to delay anymore. Those that are
No,
here, awesome.
I think
Those that
so.
are coming in late, you missed the beginning, but that's okay.
All good. You missed nothing but us just talking about getting started. So now we're here and we're started. Looks like we're live. Okay. Looks like we got quite a few members already, like people that are already members of our programs in here, which is awesome to see. If do me a favor, I want to just get a poll. If you're already a member of the Student Magnet program, or if you're already using the Follow Up Ninja, or you're in one of our programs, just like put something in the chat or say, tell us what program you're in. I'm curious to see. It might help. It might help us change the direction of this, depending on if we have a lot of um, members versus non-members. It could help us determine what the best way. We have a lot of members in here, might get really like into it.
Yeah.
And if we have some non-members here, we might need to explain some more stuff. So it just depends on where we're at. So it looks like okay, yeah, we got
Right.
yeah,
I think
Kevin's.
I think as of right now, everybody's a member,
I think
so
everybody is a member. Yep,
which is awesome.
it is
That
awesome.
warms my heart because it's great that you guys are already a member of our program and you're like, hey, I want to learn more from these guys. That brightens my day. So I appreciate you guys being open to some new things. And if you're watching on a different stream and you're not a Student Magnet member, that's okay. We can talk separately, but this will still be valuable because you'll be able to see exactly. I think today, John, we can go into exactly how you can automate some things.
Yes.
Since we have so many people that are already kind of using some of our systems. So if you're not using for some of our systems and you have other systems, you can apply these same strategies. Or if you have no system, we'll talk about that at the end on what types of systems are going to be best for you to implement these things.
Yes, for sure. I'm just trying to help Gizaros here. He's having trouble connecting to the audio, but it looks like he's
Yeah,
not connected. So, all right. Well, cool. So everybody's a member of something. Most of you guys are using the Follow Up Ninja. I'm excited about this. We've never actually shared some of this information, and I think a lot of people that are members of our program or that are using the Follow Up Ninja probably have no idea the capabilities of some of the stuff that it's able to do and some of the automations that it has and some of the stuff that we've been working on lately. As most of you know, Travis and I are not computer developers, so there's a team of developers working on this stuff, and sometimes they push updates that we're not even aware of. And we're like, hey, look at that, that's a cool update. And so I've been really spending a lot of time inside the system and seeing some of the updates, and there's quite a few things I'm super excited about sharing. So I guess we'll
yeah,
just jump right into sharing some of that stuff. What do you guys think about that?
I love it.
I
Yeah, I
love it.
think one thing that we wanted to do today is really dispel the myth that really the only thing that you automate is your ad follow-up. That's a very important thing. If you're running ads, if you're running good ads, you need to have automation because your leads coming in would just be too overwhelming to be able to respond to everybody individually unless you have like a huge staff or something like that, which most people don't. And you don't need a huge staff to do that. And
Mhm.
so one big myth I think is, hey, the only thing I'm going to automate are my ads. And that is a myth, if you will. And this really stood out to me because we recently had what really planted the seed. Glad you got hooked up, Gazaros. One of the things that
Awesome.
really planted the seed was John and I are very involved at our church, and we had a fall festival that I was in charge of planning last fall, so a few months ago now. And one of our members, student magnet members, was actually at the festival as a vendor, and they had a vendor tent. I mean, they had so many people at that tent, and engaging in great conversation. There's hundreds of people, and I
Yep.
just asked them at the end. I said, "Oh, how many names and like how many leads did you get today?" Like it looked like everything went well, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't feel like having like the clipboard out. It's so much work to have to go home and like type all that stuff in the computer. So I gave people some information. If they show up, that's great." And I get the mindset there, right? Like, hey, it's a lot of work. And I was just like, oh man, if he only knew all he needed to do was have a form in something like the follow up ninja that people could put their name, email, phone number in, he could just be sending them promotional stuff, which is exactly what we were doing for the church that day. We had a TV out on the table and we collected what, John, like 400 or 500 names.
Yeah.
And we did nothing. We put $100 TV on a table with a QR code and we collected like 400 names
Right.
for a raffle for the
For
TVs.
raffle. Yep.
That
Yeah.
was the big eye-opening thing for me that man, there's so much stuff that you can harness here in every situation that you're using to interact with people in the community that it just simplifies things for you, make sure no one slips through the cracks. So
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. So I don't really have a planned agenda here, but I do have a few things that I think are, pretty cool that we could show you. Um, how many guys are using the follow up ninja for things other than ads? Curious about that. If you would tell me in the chat, let me know what things you're automating with the follow up ninja. Have you done any kind of custom stuff inside of there? Have you messed around and tried to like use it for other things, or you just basically just only ads? Let us know in the chat. Let us know what you guys are doing. While you're doing that, I'm going to try and pull up some.
and on top of that, while you're using it for, what would you like to use? What would you like to automate?
Ooh, that's a better
So
question.
hey, what's something I would like to be able to automate that I
Kevin
don't,
says
that's just like so tedious?
birthday party lead follow ups. Ooh, that's a good one. I like it. I like it. I like it. Birthday party lead follow up. So, Kevin, let's dive into that a little bit. You doing birthday parties? Are the birthday parties just for, actually, sir, if you want, you can unmute yourself and let me see. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can go camera on. And anybody, you guys all can go camera on if you want to, but definitely unmute yourself. So, Kevin,
Are
awesome.
you camera ready,
Hey,
Kevin? Are you camera
Yeah.
ready today?
hey, John, Travis, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if my camera's working. I'm doing it on my
it
phone, but
is.
I got to go get my son at school in a little bit, so
Yep.
that's why I'm on my phone. But
That's all right.
yeah, I actually put like a funnel in the Follow Up Ninja that when I enter the new lead, it follows up, the day of, the next day, 3 days later with some text to try to get them to come in and book a free appointment. So I've done that. I hadn't been too successful at it, but I like it because it does it automatically. And we have gotten one student off of it since I started doing it. So, it helped. But another thing I was thinking about is there a way to set up like a 100 day, I don't know if y'all know the old 246 calls or the 100 day indoctrination of a new student. Is there a way we could set that up in there when we put a new student in? Because most of them come through the Follow Ninja.
Yep.
Can we put them on a lead funnel or a funnel that drips them the content of, have you learned the student creed? Do you know our makeup policy? How's training going? Stuff like that. What do you think about that?
I love it.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
John, would
Definitely.
it be okay if we, to Kevin's point, just jumped into the Follow Up Ninja workflows and just showed a basic way of creating a workflow? Because then you could apply that to birthday party follow-ups. You could apply it to events. You could apply it to really students that you want to just show them how to like kind of build something that sends out to people.
Yeah. I love it. What if we went a little step further and just like started building something? Hmm?
I love it. That's great.
See if my internet's fast enough to run Google Slides,
Yeah.
restream to 30 different networks, and Zoom with cameras.
I could screen share as well. Tammy joining us on Facebook was curious she doesn't want to mess anything up either, so she wants to make sure she's doing it right. I can screen share and you can narrate and I can do.
Sure, let's try that because I don't
All
know
right.
why I'm gonna stop my share. There we go. Or you stopped my share. Good. Okay. I'm supposed to have fiber optic internet over here, Travis. I don't know what's
Your
going
kids
on.
are probably upstairs on TikTok before it becomes illegal. That's probably what's happening. They're getting all the
Get it
TikToks
all
in right
in.
now.
Yeah. No, I
All
know
right.
all
What
about
account do you want me to go to?
it. Let's
Johnny
go to
Tester?
Kevin's. Hurricane. Let's go to
Kevin?
Hurricane Hudson. Let's
Okay.
just
That's Hurricane, yeah.
yep.
So those of you that are watching that don't have an automation system, this is a system that we've built that really is customized to school owners trying to get students. Has a lot of stuff pre-built, as we're going to show you here for Kevin. But it's so flexible that you can use it really for any event, any follow-up that you've ever done. You can very just simply have people enter their information and then it just sends it to them. Your website, someone opts in, they can get automatically scheduled. And that's what we're looking at here today. So what I did here is I went over to automation on the left, and we're going to create a workflow. Is that right, John?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Kevin, I got a couple ideas for what you're talking about, but for now, let's just start from scratch. And then go ahead and name this new student trip. There you go. Perfect. All right. So onboarding. There you go. Fantastic. So the trigger for this would probably be when the opportunity moves to student enrolled. So if you go to pipeline and then pipeline stage changed, filters, select the in pipeline location, and then the stage, pipeline stage, whoop, not status, stage.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
That's
It's
my fault.
above that. It's right above. There you go. Stage.
I was looking for stage. Yep.
Yep. Pipeline stage. And then student
Student
enrolled.
enrolled.
Yep.
Okay.
Hit save trigger. Don't worry, Kevin. We won't turn any of this stuff on until you get in there and mess with it. But we'll get it a little pre-built for you that way.
And for those of you wondering what the trigger does is the trigger is the switch. So we just set it so if this happens, what we're about to build will take place.
Exactly. Exactly. So then what the next thing we want to do is just add an action there. So if you hit that plus, we're going to go to probably an email.
Would we have a Kevin, is Kevin still on? I know he had a
It looks like he's still on. Yeah. I don't know.
Would you want a wait period, Kevin? Like, let's say someone enrolls. Do you want this to go right away? Or do you want this to go 24 hours later, 48 hours later?
Yeah, no, I mean, we could have it the day of the enrollment to do the first communication.
Perfect.
Nice. So we just go email, send an email. Let's just put for the subject. You don't have to fill any of that stuff out. We can do that over in the settings actually, so you can skip that.
Okay.
Just go to for the subject. Let's just go with just type the word welcome right now. We'll let Kevin fill all this stuff out later. And then for the just put hey, and then let's show them how to use the tag if they want to. Hey, and then space, and then hit that little tag, and you can put the person's first name in there. Boom. Exclamation point, comma, whatever you want. And then you can type out your message. Go ahead and hit save action down at the bottom. Kevin can figure out how to edit that and make it what he wants it to look like. And then, Kevin, if you wanted to have like something go out a couple of days later, you would just hit plus underneath there. You type in wait. You can decide you want it to wait a certain time delay. So you'd probably say like 1 day, 2 days, whatever you want. Change that to days. You can also have it go out in an advanced window. So like if you don't want it to go out on the weekends, or if you don't want it to go out in the middle of the night, you can set those hours like between start and end, or you can set days. If you only want this to go out on a Tuesday, whatever, you can set it to do that.
Calendar dates, and good calendar dates would be if you have an event, right? That's a holiday that's on April 1st, whatever, right? You can sit there, you can set parameters for the current day of the month. So that allows you to have event follow-ups that are, certain calendar date related.
Exactly. So go ahead and hit save action down at the bottom. There you go. Good. Okay. And then you can just put in your next thing. So you've waited a day and now you can put in, what do you want to do? Send them another email. You want to send them a text message. You want to, there's a ton of actions on that list, but I'd say probably the two most common you're going to be sending for something like that's going to be emails or text messages. So then you can just add another email there. But something else I was thinking about there, Kevin, is the membership portal. Might be something cool that you'd want to get into as well. Being that you guys are all members of our program, or most of you are anyway, on the Zoom anyhow, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or wherever else we're streaming, maybe not. But for the members of our program, our program is built on the Follow Up Ninja 2 inside of our membership portal. We're like the hair club for men. We're not just a client. It didn't work well for me, apparently, but so that's a basic workflow, and you can just add tons and tons of, you can just go on forever. There's a bunch of different ways you can use this. And you can put different, if they did this, then you can do that. And you can do, even some AI, we've got Chat GPT is in there. We've got our own built-in Eliza. So there's a ton of ways to use the program. Yeah, voicemail is awesome. So voicemail drops are cool. What happens with a voicemail drop is you can record a voicemail. You just upload the file. So it would say something like, "Hey, Kev, hey, it's Master Hudson over here. Just wanted to let you know, I'm
super excited you're in the
you."
school.
Exactly. Super
Can't wait to
excited
see
about
your next class. That could be like the next day, right? And it just, what it does, sorry to cut you off, John. It ring. Everyone's kind of experienced this. Like it rings for half a ring. So before someone can even physically answer it, unless they're staring at their phone ready to swipe, in case someone calls them, it then would just drop that file to their voicemail. So that's a great way to welcome. That's something you can also do with follow up. Hey, it was so great seeing you at the birthday party. Hey, it was so great seeing you at Ninja Night. All those, hey, the self-defense seminar, all that kind of stuff. You can just have those be automated to follow up. So that way, you don't have to do all that stuff. But people, it is a personal touch that you are making the effort to do. So people receive it as that personal touch. So,
right. It's good. It works good for promoting stuff too. I had a member, gosh, this was probably back in like 2018, who did a Ninja Night, and he had a bunch of phone numbers that he had collected over the years from like fairs and different things. And he was going to do a Ninja Night, and he was like, I don't know how to promote this. I said, let's try a voicemail drop. We sent the voicemail drop to his list, and it was only like maybe 200 people on the list. And he just sold out the Ninja Night in like less than 30 minutes. Like people called him back, people clicked the link because he also texted them. But it's a pretty effective tool for promoting too, not just for, it's great for, student touch to get like those extra touch points to make it feel very personal, but it's also a really good promotional tool too. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Kevin.
And one thing with the promotion on the voicemail drop, if you guys decide to do that, be prepared to answer the phone. People they'll just call you back.
They will call back,
which is a good thing, right? People are calling you back, and then now you have them on the phone, which is really what you want anyway. So if you're going to do a voicemail drop, don't do it where you're just going to not be available right after you send it out. You actually want to kind of build in some time, because you should expect people to call you back pretty much immediately.
Yes.
So just kind of I learned that the hard way. I think one time we sent out like 5,000 voicemail drops at once.
Yes, we did.
So
that was not a good idea.
I went through the pain for everybody, but
yes, you did. That was
well. I hope that gives everybody an idea of some frameworks of automations. And if you aren't in the Follow Up Ninja, we'll talk about, hey, how you can try this out, or how you can get something like this. Or if you have an automation like this, then that's all you really need to do. You just need to have a good follow-up process. Timing wise, we typically find that 7 days of follow-up is good for like a colder lead. If it's a warmer lead, maybe a little bit less, but more spread out, 3 or 4 touch points spread out over 7 days. Because we don't want to pester people, but we do want to remind people and be on the forefront. We all know we have lives, right? We have kids, we have things. Just because someone quote unquote ignores your message doesn't mean they're ignoring your message. Might mean they got busy. I can't tell you how many times like I've sent messages to people and they haven't responded, and then like the 5th one, they're like, "Oh, thanks for following up with me. I've just been so busy." If you do it the right way, if you do it in a conversational way, which is kind of myth number 2. So myth number 1 was like, hey, I just want to automate my ads, because that's all it's all part of a, IT and algorithms and all that stuff. But really, we could be automating any type of follow-up or any type of reminder or any type of thank you. We can just build a very simple workflow, set it up so a trigger is very simple. The trigger can very easily be a tag. You add a tag to a contact, or a particular form is filled out. You can build a form in, we moved forms. You can build a form right here under forms.
Yep.
And then you can just use that link for the form to create a quick QR code that goes to that form, and they fill it out. The form submission could be your trigger, and then you have an automation. So those are things, I mean, really automating pretty much any time that you want to send an outreach or a follow-up, that should really just be automated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And another cool trick here is let's go ahead and go, Travis, if you just go ahead and open up the test account because I don't want to mess
Okay.
with Kevin stuff. Go to the tester, Johnny Tester. It's a newer one, Johnny Tester.
With the School of Testing or Tester School?
The first one.
Okay. That's quite a franchise, Johnny.
It
School
is Johnny Tester, man. Johnny Tester. All right. Go ahead and click on that free week pass. The third one down.
Got it. Yep.
And now the first one there, if you just click and open up that link there, so it's where you know how to do that. Open up that link. All right. So let's say you're at a festival or you're at a fair and you want to give out a free week pass. What you can do is you can actually get a QR code right out of Google Chrome, and you don't need any kind of apps or anything to do it. I don't think they used to be able to do that. Is that still possible? Have you seen that?
I've actually never done that. So
Interesting.
I usually just go to QR code monkey and
you can do that too. I'm pretty sure that you can do now here on site security cookies, site settings. You can make a QR code right inside of Google Chrome. Well, either way, we can show you on a different training how to make.
Yeah, here you go. You go to the three-dot menu.
Yep.
Save and share.
There you
Create
go.
a QR code.
Create a QR code. There you go. So now you can download that as an image right there. And then that you can just put on a flyer at your table. And when someone scans that, they're going to end up right at your opt-in form for a free week. So you could make a flyer with this QR code. I'm going to test it right now. Let's see. Is this going to work? Did you hide it? You hit it.
Yeah, I'll pull it back up.
So if I go to that QR code on my phone right now, let's see. Takes me right to the page to, you can maybe see that on the, right there. So it makes it really easy to get people right in. Now this is already pre-built in the follow-up Ninja, which makes things really easy. So your flyer could say like, hey, get a free week pass, go to this QR code, and they can just put their information in and they'll get right onto it. Just like they do with the ads lead follow-up. It'll put them on that exact same thing. All that stuff's already built in and automated. So pretty easy to use outside of just ads. And I know like when we used to go to, when my son was earning his black belt, he would go to, we would go to the fairs all the time. And, we'd have this wheel spinning and all the stuff to get people's names and phone numbers. But it would have been great to have something like this. We didn't have anything like this when we were doing it. We had the clipboards out, but this is a nice, easy way to collect a lot of leads outside of just on the internet per se.
Yeah. And that kind of connects to what I was saying a little bit earlier, is this idea of what we would call myth number 2, that if I follow up with everybody, and I build an automation, people will get annoyed and all that kind of stuff. And I don't really want to pester people, but we're not really pestering people. They obviously were interested. They gave you their information. If they're not responding to the first message, it doesn't mean they were like blowing you off. It just means potentially maybe they were blown off, whatever. And that's what's nice about automation. If someone's blowing you off, you don't really ever have to recognize that someone's blowing you off. Your only time that you're interacting with people is the people that are booking appointments or asking questions. So myth number 2 would be this idea that, hey, I'm going to be bothering these people if I build these automations, which is not true at all. Again, they gave you their information, so they must have had some type of interest in something because they gave you the time to give you their contact information. So we just want to gently remind them about the value and the offer that we have, like a free week pass or what have you, or thank them, or sometimes a thank you for coming. I can't tell you how many times I've just sent a message to somebody, hey, thanks for taking the time to talk. And they're like, oh my gosh, no one ever, they just moved on with their lives. But being able to automate that, because it is unrealistic if you get 500 names to send them a, hey, thanks for coming to the fall festival. Like that's unrealistic for you, right? But it doesn't mean we can't have them receive a good message. So that would be kind of myth number 2, is automations don't pester people. It just puts you back on their radar to really help them out with.
Exactly. And that's one of the reasons why I love the free week. It's not the only way to do it, but the free week is great because if they're opting in for a free week, the beauty is the clock just starts ticking automatically by sending the first message that says, "Hey, your free week pass starts tomorrow. What's better for you to come in tomorrow, or is the next day better?" It
There's a
immediately
built-in reason
starts.
why I'm messaging you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right.
I'm not
And
messaging
then
you to sell something.
yeah, and then the follow-up is really just making sure they get the most out of what they already asked for. Like,
Yep.
hey, it's been a couple of days. I haven't seen you for that free week pass. So I want to make sure I can reset the start date for you, or do you still
Right.
want it? It's really simple to keep those conversations going that way when you use that type of pass. And it doesn't have to be a free week pass, but
Yeah.
that's
But well, I
that's
mean,
why
if
we
you're
like
using
that
the
one.
student magnet, you already have an automation that is the free week.
Right.
So there's nothing stopping you from creating a quick little workflow that when someone fills out that form, they just get added to the free week pass. And then when you're at the festival or the birthday party or whatever, just say, hey, enter your information and I'm going to send you a free week pass.
Actually, Travis, we just built in, I just updated about a third of the count so far to double check it, but I built those workflows to work on those triggers automatically. So they don't have to build
Oh,
anything.
nice. Nice.
We moved people over to workflows. And so workflows, you can set multiple triggers up for the same thing. So if you look at the lead flow workflow, it'll show you all the different ways that
Yeah.
people.
Let's go back to Kevin's account.
It's not going to be in Kevin's because I haven't pushed his update yet, but it will be in this one here.
Okay.
Um,
Facebook lead nurturing.
yeah. So if you go to the free week pass, let's see, you might have to go to the next page. There you go. Free week pass lead nurturing. You'll see all the triggers on the top. So you've got
beautiful.
the Facebook lead form, you got the website form, even TikTok, which we're not really advertising on yet, but just in case that doesn't become illegal and people start using it, there is the ability to tie into there as well. And then we also have an ad funnel that would be like, it's honestly, it hasn't been very useful. It's the old school way of doing ads, running them to a funnel. The lead forms work so much better. But just in case you had a form that was set up already, you can use it there. Also, all those triggers are already set up. All the messages are already ready to go. So you can see
That's
how
great.
that's easy.
Perfect. What was the third thing we said we wanted to cover today, John, as far as kind of the myths? And as John's looking at that, because I know we took some notes to prepare for this to make sure you guys got stuff.
Right.
I'm curious, is there anything else that anybody would like to automate? And we'll tell you no. Like there's some things myth number 3 was that I need to automate everything.
Everything. Yep, that was it.
Right. So there we go. Thank you, Lord. You do not need to automate everything. In fact, I push back against friends of mine that like want to automate everything. We've all experienced when there's too much automation, when we think, well, man, we think we're talking to the person, and then we send a message and the automation just doesn't quite connect. And it's like, well, that's weird. Oh, this is a computer. And it just kind of creates this like deflated feeling. We don't want to automate everything. Really, what we want to automate is situations, right? We want to automate, like we said, promotions. We want to automate follow-up. And if you can fit most of what you're doing with your leads in those two categories. We don't really want to automate responses. AI is getting close, but it's not there yet. I've seen plenty of gurus that have people get spending $50,000 for someone to build an AI responder, and this whole team builds it. And then there's like this one message that like, yeah, well, hey, it's AI, like it's not perfect, right? And then they might have lost that client or that customer. So it's just to me easier. There's so much work managing AI responses. It's just easier to respond in the first place.
For
So
sure.
all of the automation we encourage you to set up is that when you go into it, you stop it on response. If someone replies to it, the automation stops, and then you just take over the conversation at that point, which is really what you want to do anyway, right? You want to build a relationship. So if someone asks a question, you want to know that they asked that question. You don't want someone asking a question and then they come in the door and they're like, oh yeah, remember Kevin, I sent you that message the other day. And you're like, I don't even know who you are, right? Now you feel weird, right? So it's not a great way to build a long-term relationship, I found. So you don't want to automate everything, but what you do want to automate is stuff that promotes and follows up.
Yes, for sure. And so one quick thing on that too, we have those little workflows at the bottom there that say 2-day, 7-day. There's a couple of those down there you see.
Yep.
What those are actually for is when the system stops on response. So someone sends you a message, it doesn't follow up with them automatically. Now it alerts you and it says, hey, you have unread messages. Like this account has 3. You can see over in the conversations there, 3 unread messages. They're probably just, who knows what they are. That's a test account. Spam. But
Probably.
that's where you would
Yep.
see those.
Oh,
Yes.
it's spam from me.
It's spam from you. So when you get those messages and then you reply back, the easy way to continue the automations without it feeling like an automation is you respond and then you go over to the active automations and you add them to one of those 2-day lead reminders. And what that will do is it'll wait a couple of days. And if they respond, it'll take them off. But if they don't respond after 2 days, it will just send them a little gentle thing that says, hey, Johnny, just want to make sure you got my last text message.
Right.
Which is a really personal way to say, are you leaving me on red or what's going on here? And then if they don't respond to that, it puts them right back onto a lead nurture follow-up, a very natural sounding lead nurture follow-up. So
Yeah,
it's
just checking in.
pretty
Again, people get busy. We're not pestering them.
right. Exactly.
Someone that, yeah, they're texting you and then their kid's coloring on the wall. They put their
Right.
phone down. They have to deal with their kid coloring on the wall. Then they
Exactly.
get another phone call or something comes up at work. That 24 hours later, hey, just wanted to check in. Did you get that last message that came through? Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. That's usually they usually apologize to
Yes.
you for that. But it's impossible for you to remember all these people that you may have sent a
Right.
message to and be like, did I ever get back to them? The nice thing about automating even that, like a 2-day follow-up, which you follow-up Ninja members have built in, you
Yep.
just add them to that workflow, is that
Yep.
it just takes care of it.
Right.
And if they don't respond, it sends them another message to get them to respond. And if they don't, then you can trust that, hey, I'm getting everything I can out of these contacts in this time. And that way the people that are interested are responding and the people that aren't, and I can just run my school and teach my classes.
Precisely. Exactly. All right. I'm trying
I
to look
think
back.
that's unless anybody else has any as far as automations go. One thing, if anybody has any questions about specific automations, please put them in the chat. I'll check Facebook and everything as well.
Yeah,
It's
this is a good
really
time to get that.
Yeah, definitely. Because we have this time for you.
Right.
Even if you're not a follow-up Ninja member, go ahead and put it in because you might have a system, or maybe this you're trying to say, hey, is this a system that'll help me? Then
Right.
let's look at what that looks like. The other thing I would encourage you, I was talking to a school owner yesterday about their website and the idea of really automating processes in their website. So they said, hey, can you take a look at my website? And we looked at it. Their website was built about 10 years ago, and it was gorgeous, a beautiful website. You could tell they put a lot of money, a lot of time into it. But we got in this deep, really conversation about the website being great 10 years ago, but not great now, right? The biggest thing right now is people's attention. And if we have a website that is too detailed, too much information, where they get lost in it, they are going to lose their attention span. They're going to switch to another tab. They're going to check TikTok real quick, or they're going to check Instagram real quick, and they'll flip between tabs and windows, or again, little Johnny starts coloring and they forget. So when we were talking, because she wanted to automate everything on her website, which is great, her mindset was in the right place, but she didn't have a website that was designed for an experience for someone to go through that. So
Right.
if you have a website, like I think Kevin actually has a website with the Follow Up Ninja. If you have a
Yes.
website that you want to automate follow up and inquiries, you need to make sure the website is designed for people to take action quickly. So that
Yes.
way they don't lose interest. Because a lot of times people are like, I'm going to automate my website, but their website is not designed for people to take action. Like, oh, I did all this
Right.
time automating my website, but it hasn't gotten me any more students.
Yes.
Right.
It
That
looks like
wasn't.
the website looks like, remember those I don't know if you had these up by you, Travis, but in the diners, all the local businesses would advertise on the diners
Oh
like
yeah.
table setting.
Yep.
Just look like 10 million things going on.
Yep.
That's what
It's
a lot of websites look like right now. It's just like information overload, you
tons
know.
of bells and whistles, images,
Right.
huge biographies on the main page, which is, hey, people
Yes.
want to know about you,
Right.
but that might not be the time for it.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
when
Right.
you look to automate a website, you want to look to this is a website that was built inside the Follow Up Ninja that every Follow Up Ninja member has access to be able to do.
Yep.
And we'll talk about that here in a second. Is this site is a beautiful site. It's simple, it's clean, it's crisp, but every action that I take is going to put me into an automation.
Right.
I click on this. I want the free week pass. I'm going to get the automation. I'm going to get sent to the scheduler. I have a question. I'm going to be put into an automation to get me to talk to Kevin, the school owner.
Yep.
If I want to know more about full week adult classes, I want to know more about it. Well, then I need to I need to opt in for that
Get
free
my free week.
every piece of every time I'm interested in something. it's going to
Yes.
get me into an automation.
Right.
So, as you look to automate everything, as we talked about this morning, your website should, or this afternoon, your website should be one of them. But is your website designed for people to enter into a successful automation process?
Correct. And we never had these built into the follow-up ninja until we knew for sure what things to put on there, what things not to put on there. We did a huge study. I did a bunch of, investment into consultants and hired people who knew how to do SEO and quiz stuff and took courses. I mean, we went crazy trying to make sure that we had over delivered on these websites. Kevin's got a comment here. He says, festival.
Yeah, he's
wants
going to send in
QR
a
code.
ticket about
Okay,
help with getting a festival thing.
Yeah,
set
we'll
up.
get you. We'll get you set up. Yep, support ticket for sure. Cool. What else, Travis?
Any other questions or thoughts, or we can dive into just a couple things here before we close out if people don't have any questions.
See a couple of chats. I'm not sure where they're from because it just says Facebook user on.
Yeah, let me check Facebook. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'll pop back in.
Okay.
But I don't need everybody to see all my Facebook stuff. It's a little personal, John.
It is kind of like looking in your closet, if somebody sees your Facebook.
Listen, only the FBI and CIA get to see my Facebook. So Tammy was asking about the QR codes. Just to recap, all you need to do is go to Google settings. On the top right to the link that you want the QR code to go to, scroll down to save and share. And under that menu, there's a QR code button.
Yep.
Let's see. I think that's it for questions, John.
Cool. Can we just talk about some of the cool stuff that the Follow-Up Ninja does that maybe they don't know about?
I think so. I mean, we're with all members here, so that's cool.
It's all members. Yeah. I just want to share just a couple of things.
Before you share that, John, where do we find the booking link again? So that's a good idea too. One thing you can automate is create a QR code right to the booking link. So that way, if people want to schedule an intro, they can just skew it and it goes right to it. So do you want me to share? Since your screen's a little.
Well, I think it's working. Yeah, why don't you just go ahead and do that?
Okay.
So it depends on if you're updated to the most recent. By the time this thing is like replaying, we'll probably have updated all. We have about a third of our accounts updated right now to the newest version with the booking link. So just go ahead and go over to Johnny Tester for now. And then if you
by the way, as this is loading, Kevin said that his Follow-Up Ninja website is the best one he's ever had to actually get students. And the great thing about it is it's already part of his Follow-Up Ninja account, which is so cool. Like, it's like, oh, this is free.
Exactly. Okay. So the booking link, if you're using, if you already have ads set up and you're wondering where people are ending up, if you go over to settings on the left, and then you go to custom values, your booking link's going to be right there. Tap to see that one booking link, location intro. That's the booking link. That's actually a URL redirect. So if you're using that, you can change where it ends up without actually changing the link, which is great because if you have it built into like a Facebook lead form, for example, you cannot change Facebook lead forms. You have to actually go duplicate it, and then that gets really complicated. So if you just have that booking link in the custom values, it loads up right there. And then you can see how the different age groups break out like that. And then, oh yeah, Haley, you were on the Q&A with me earlier, I think.
Yeah. And Haley, if you are looking to build a QR code or anybody's looking for a QR code, if you just copy and paste that, like we just did.
Yep.
Now I'm just going to go to menu, save and share, create QR code.
There
now I have a QR code that goes directly to my booking link.
You can download that as an image and drag it into a flyer.
You can, if you do presentations, sometimes we do corporate presentations or we do like school presentations or whatever. You can put this on a slide. If you're ever doing slides, copy this on there. Say, hey, right here, if you book in right now, you get a free week.
There you go.
Make them book it right there. So
Tons
I mean, there's all kinds of variation you can do depending on your personality and the situation you're in. But then the nice thing is the rest of it's automated.
Right. Right. Exactly. Cool.
So hopefully that helps, Haley. If not, let me know. But John, you were going to dive into some other fun stuff.
I just wanted to talk about some of the features that I think a lot of our members don't actually use.
Okay.
But they probably should. Kevin, I think, probably is using a lot of the stuff that we're doing. But we have the mobile app, obviously. So if you're not using the mobile app, definitely you can get that just by clicking over on the left of the screen there. You see where it says mobile app, and you can get it sent right to your phone. We have reputation review management. I was looking into reputation review management. So one thing for sure, reputation and reviews, super important to your school. For a local business, especially like a martial arts or a dance school or a music school, something like that. I mean, incredibly valuable to have good reviews. I was reading a statistic yesterday that said 84% of people trust a review from a stranger with the same weight that they trust like a recommendation from a friend. Like, that's crazy to me. 84% of people. I must be in the 16% because
That would have
personally,
been great when I was trying to find girlfriends, man. I would have just like bought some Google reviews and be like, hey, listen, I'm going to ask you out. Here's my Google review page. That would have been huge.
that's no,
What a
that would
time
be
to be
bad.
alive.
What a time to be alive. But that's great news for you, because if you have happy students, which I'm assuming you do, reviews are extremely valuable, because if somebody's got more reviews or better reviews than you, and they are looking like on Google or something, and they see the reviews, or on Facebook, that's valuable. So there's companies out there that do this thing called reputation and review management. It's all they do. They just help you get reviews, and then they help you respond to the reviews if they're negative or if they're positive, and they help you display those reviews on your website. That's all they do. It's called reputation review management. I could not find one cheaper than $300 a month. That service is built into the follow-up ninja. Like, it's part of it already. I was like, man, maybe we're undercharging for this. Maybe we should be charging more. But reputation review management, an enormous value in that. I had no idea that it was that expensive for these companies to do that. It's already built into the follow-up ninja. So if you're not using that, it's super easy. Travis, if you just go over, you got the reputation review right there. You can do requests automatically. You can do it in a workflow. You can trigger those requests in a workflow. You can respond to the reviews right inside the follow-up ninja, and they actually come into the conversations tab too. So if someone leaves a review, it'll pop into your conversation, and it'll say that, so-and-so reviewed. And we're also working on, I'm not 100% sold on this idea yet, but the AI replies on those reviews, it actually looks pretty legit right now. It's pretty neat. So there's two ways to do it. Right now, you can do like the assisted generation. So like you see what Travis just did, he just clicked a button and it just typed out like this message that you can edit, and then you can hit send. But there's also a way to just have it automatically respond. So if you, what I would recommend is use the AI to test it, to see what it would say. Like, hey, thanks for your kind words. We're thrilled. So like, that's pretty good, I think. Right.
Yep.
I would probably be fine with that. I'd say if you did a few of them and then you found out like, okay, this is actually working pretty good, then you can just automate it, and then it will automatically respond to all of your reviews, which, by the way, when someone looks at a review page, part of Google's algorithm, I would say probably, I can't remember the number, but a huge part of a search engine's algorithm that to put people on top of the page is reviews. I don't remember the exact number, but there's two things that really weigh the page and give it more up strength. I don't, what do you call that on when you're searching SEO?
Yep.
When the way that works is the top thing is going to be your Google business profile, and that it's optimized to Google, which is easy. We actually, everybody who has a website with us, we show them exactly how to do it. It's simple. It takes 15 minutes.
Yep.
And then the second one is reviews. So if you have great reviews and every review has been replied to, even better. Yep. So that's already part of the Follow-Up Ninja. Also, automated appointment reminders. We kind of talked about that already.
Hey, yeah, and John, just kind of pause on that real quick. The reviews, like we built that automation for Kevin for new students. You can just build in like a month later to send that student a review request. So you don't even need to remember, did I do this? That can just be one of the steps in the workflow. And then, like John said, if the AI is working well, you just have it respond. So now you're getting reviews sent to new, and after like a month, kids are loving it and everything. It's a great time to get a review.
Yep.
You just send them the review request. They're going to do it. You get the response here. It took me literally 1 second with the AI to be able to respond to this review. And then if we automate that, that makes it even easier. So it's just nice to have these things because you want to get reviews, but you also need to teach class, right? You also need to sit down and do your taxes. You need all these other things you need to do. You need to meet with a parent of a difficult student, things like that.
Right.
These things can still be happening. Sorry to cut you off.
That's all right. No, I actually saw a fantastic idea that somebody had too. They had a refrigerator with bottles of water in it, and then it said water bottles $1 or free with a review. I thought that's pretty smart. Why not do that? Leave a review for $1 water bottle.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Worth it.
Worth it for sure. Okay. Also, the social media planner. We should jump into that real quick and just show people what that looks like. So that's going to be in marketing and the social media planner. So it's probably not connected to a page. Why don't you pull up? You can go to the Get Full Classes one. I know that one is connected. There we go. So what you can do here is you can post to the groups is paused right now but you can post to your pages. So over in the top right, if you click new post, so you can do it a couple ways. You can actually upload a whole year's worth of posts, which is you can see I've done below, or you could do just a straight up post. Let's just go with the easy one. Create new post. Now, let's say in this post you want to go ahead and select a social. Let's just go to the Student Magnet page or Get Karate Students page. That's the group, I think. Yeah, top one. Nope, top one.
No, my bad.
That's all right.
You can actually select a lot of them if you just want this post to go everywhere.
If you wanted to post it everywhere, right? Exactly. Yep. But this just to this page. So if you type, if you go there and you just go see that little AI thing in the bottom, if you click on that, you click generate with AI. Now watch this. Content title should be why karate is great for kids. And then in the right there, just put create a post. Yeah. Or no, you don't have to give anything to it. Just the AI, just like tell us about the benefits of karate for kids. And then for keywords, karate, confidence. There you go. It doesn't matter. Writing tone, you can decide one is enough down there. You can go casual, you can go funny, excited, witty, sarcastic. Let's just go with
persuasive.
Persuasive. There you go. 3 variations is good. Let's go medium on the size. Generate. So what'd that take? 15 seconds of back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to give you a couple different variations of a post that you can put right on. It'll post it right to your page here. So here you go. Hey, parents, look at this. I mean, how long would it take you? I remember sitting in front of a screen, like just wondering what I was going to type.
All right.
For like hours. And sometimes it just becomes, it's like, why am I even doing this?
Right.
So what you can do is if you click on the copy of one of those, it puts it over there and you can edit it. So maybe you like most of it, but you don't like certain things.
I just don't like having fun. I just don't like that part. So I just want to change that. Like you can go, I like AI because it gives me a framework to start. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even know what to take to start.
Sometimes, right. Yeah, exactly. You
just
don't know what to do.
Yep.
Right. Perfect. You hit continue. You can even generate pictures with the AI. Right.
Or if you have some, you can upload them.
Or if you have some, you can upload them. Right. But if you don't have anything, you can just click on the it's above there.
Yep, right here.
Yep. You can either upload it or create it from AI. If you're gonna do AI, I think the cartoon is probably the best one to go with right now. Some of the like photorealistic ones look kind of weird with AI still. Like somebody will have like 18 fingers instead of like animated. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
I was just thinking Kung Fu Panda when you said animated. So
yeah. Which, by the way, that's a pretty good movie. There you go. So that's kind of weird looking. You can generate,
but yeah, generate new content. I could have wrote Kung Fu Panda. That probably would have been a better
or
better example.
Yeah.
I can have a lot of fun with this. I'm not gonna. I'll get too deep in the weeds and have fun with it. So,
just
what
to
I
give
like
you an
about
idea, all that stuff's built in there. That's the main point. What were you gonna say, Travis?
Well, and I like that you can also post it now. You can schedule it out. If you have like someone that approves these, like maybe your spouse is the one that says, hey, I want to make sure I look at things, or you have an employee that's in charge of all the social media content, especially like your dance schools and things like that have a lot of social media, but you want to get eyes on it first, then we can send it for approval there.
Yeah, it's nice. It's great.
And then I also like that coming back here, you can actually do that AI right from here if you wanted to.
Nice.
Save a step there. But I like the planner. You can plan all this out, basically
Yes.
putting it on a calendar. You can also post the reviews that you've gotten from the review requests, and it makes them look like really nice as opposed to
Yes.
just like a screenshot, which is awesome. And then I really love that there's just templates built in too, because sometimes I'm just like, all right, I have an idea, but I don't know where to start. So there's
Hmm.
just thousands and thousands. There's different holidays, different industries. Because we know some of you guys also have other industries. We know a lot of school owners are like real estate agents on the side, or that's what their spouse does, or whatever. So just a lot of templates there as well.
Definitely. Definitely. Okay. What else we got? So we got social planner.
I think that's
Event.
a good,
It is
I
a
think we
lot.
should just hit what else there is, but not get into the weeds of it because we're going to do some other trainings on these in the coming days as well. So
Agree.
keep your phone and your email open because I am going to be sending out really over the next 6 weeks. John and I made a commitment yesterday. The next 6 weeks, we want to make sure everybody is equipped to use the full aspect of the follow up ninja. So we're just going to constantly be doing trainings like this to help you guys see if you don't have something like this, how something like this can help you. If you already are using the follow up ninja, how you can optimize it. Maybe it's doing new things or getting a follow up ninja website or something like that. So
For sure. Somebody else have a question? I'm not sure if on Facebook, if you're seeing those
I
questions.
haven't because I closed those tabs. I'll
That's
pop
okay.
over there right now.
Somebody has a question. If they want to block out times in the calendar, yeah, super easy. Blocking out time on the calendar. Uh, we can. This obviously is somebody who's in the program already. I would think. I don't. It's just on my screen. It just says Facebook user. I can't
Yeah,
see.
it looks like it's James. So James, you're on Facebook with us, which is great. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so if you have the other thing with an automated calendars, you can set the parameters of when you're available, right? So if you need to block out time, if it's synced with another calendar, you can just make an event there, or you can just sit there and actually just click on it and block it out. You can also go into calendar settings. So James, if you're using this, this is a little bit more technical. Um, the um,
You can go to phone call.
availability. Hmm?
You can go to my phone call calendar there if you want.
Okay. Sorry, I have all these Zoom windows open, so they're like hiding all the
You're good.
pages and stuff. So I can just go here and go to availability, and I can add like if there's specific dates that I know I'm going to be out, I just go to date specific hours. That way it doesn't override the full thing.
Right.
Um, it just sets those hours for those specific days.
Yeah, that would be if you're like shifting the schedule. So like if you're always available Tuesdays, but this next coming Tuesday you're only going to be available different hours, that would be where you use the date specific hours. And then if you just need to block off, you just do it right on the calendar. There's a block out.
Yep.
Cool.
Perfect. And
Um
then he asked a question about membership. So yes, you can build a membership portal, which I think is great for, well, John, because this is something that we're going to be training in a little bit deeper, but
yeah.
John shared a story about his son years ago doing martial arts. And what was it? You guys were looking up videos on YouTube, and then
Oh, it was a
you were going into
disaster.
class with terrible technique.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we were looking so, when you're training for a black belt in taekwondo, forms is a big part of it. So you have to learn these forms and we'd be like trying to help him study and trying to help him get the forms right, and then we'd be on YouTube trying to look up the forms that someone else did and someone else had posted. And as a school owner, you don't really want to be posting your forms on YouTube anyway, right? I mean, maybe you do, but I think it's something that you want to just keep for your students. So we have membership portals. I would have loved this. This would have been amazing to have like somebody in the school, an instructor or somebody that's a black belt that does the forms on video. And we could log in and watch the form the way it's supposed to be. That would have been amazing to have. So that's one of the reasons why we just felt so strongly about building this product with the membership site. So basically what happens is, you create a product that could be, the product could be like, white belt to orange belt, or it can be all white belt, or it can be all curriculum. And then you can break it out into units. You can give people access based on different things, different milestones that they hit, or you can manually add it. There's a ton of ways to customize this because we know everybody's curriculum is different. But it's really easy. It's set up beautifully. You've just got videos. You can put documents on there if you want, like Kevin mentioned, if you want people to learn a creed, you can have that like documents in there. You can have them sign things. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do inside the membership portal as
Yep.
well. So that was really the last thing I wanted to share about was the membership portal.
Yeah. And here it is. As you can see, we have, again, if you're already a Student Magnet member, you have where's down here the OG, the Student Magnet. But as you
Right.
can see, there's all kinds of different materials that we've helped people with building their website, event templates, how to raise their rates, different how to run ads to events, our done for you service where we run your ads for you, and then also Google business profile training, Google ads training. So we have all those courses, and you can build very similar courses for you. And another thing is, and you guys might not know this, is I can actually go in here and see what you are and aren't doing. So if you have a student that is in a course that you said, hey, I want you guys to go review this over I love that for holidays and summer. And so it's like, oh, well, it's summer, we're not going to come in, we're going to cancel. Actually, we have an offer for that. It's $49 a month, and you still get the online portal. So you keep them as a paying student when they're trying to leave. Or if there's a vacation coming up, you still want them to work on their form and their technique. You don't want regression. So, okay, hey, I know everybody's gonna be gone next week for Easter break, blah, blah, blah. I had just uploaded that week's in-home lessons in the portal. I'll be making sure, and you can just go in and check course progress and see who's been and when they've been and what they've done and all that kind of stuff. So it allows you to do that.
It's fantastic. It's very useful, especially, if somebody's like, yeah, I've been practicing, and then you go in there and you can see, oh, well, you haven't even accessed. What are you practicing with? It's a good tool to keep people accountable. But it's super useful, very valuable. I know we have at least one school owner who was doing exactly that with the when students wanted to like pause their membership for summertime. He was able to keep, I think, everyone because of that portal that he had built out that had like all the curriculum in it. He had just put the videos in and put, all the stuff needed. So cool stuff. All right.
There are some people that are on the call that don't have the Follow-Up Ninja. And there are people that are using the Follow-Up Ninja, but that might not know about some different ways to save some money using it, but also really optimize all aspects of it. So I don't know if you want to dive into that, John, because I did just get a couple people asking, well, hey, how do I get this software? Or, hey, I have this software. A couple people just messaged me about the website and really just optimizing everything. So how does that look if you don't have it, or if you do have it, hey, how do I really kind of make sure I'm optimizing everything?
Yep. It just so happens I have a slide ready for that, Travis.
Well, it's funny because and just so people know, I mean, I didn't make up those questions. People literally, people literally did message me. Someone just messaged me, how much is it for this framework of automation? This system. Someone messaged on Facebook that they wanted to know about their web, how they get a website set up. So
for sure. Yep. No, in fact, we just had this here just in case anybody asked those questions. So I'm glad we asked the question. So everything that we just showed you for the plug and play automations, the mobile app, the reputation review management, obviously automated appointment reminders, the social media planner, all the AI stuff that's built in there, and the event promotions, the registration, the portal, all that stuff is included in the Follow-Up Ninja for $167 a month. To me, that's a steal. I mean, that is just an incredible value for that stuff. To get your account set up, you could just go to thefollowupninja.com to set up your account. And it's pretty easy. Just fill out a couple of forms and you're done. We are also offering a special. I'm going to skip the sales pitch. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that.
If you upgrade to annual billing, you can get 2 months free, and we'll also give you a free customizable lead generating website. So that will be included in the same price. So it'll still be $167 a month. But if you go to annual, you get actually 2 months free. So it'd be $1670. And then you get the free website, just like similar to the one that you just saw of Kevin's. It's a lead generating website. It has basic SEO already built in. It has a security certificate, so you don't have to worry about like the unsafe warnings. And we'll even give you a Google business profile training to show you how to set up your Google business profile and optimize it to the search engine so that you actually get some traffic there and get some students there from the website, which is ultimately what it's really for anyway. So you can just get your account set up right now at thefollowupninja.com. And then you just select whether you want to go monthly and get all the original benefits we talked about, or if you want to get the website included, that would be the annual option. So that's pretty much it, Travis. That's my sales pitch. What do you think? Am I hired?
I think so. I think actually James that was asking about the membership area was asking about membership to the Follow-Up Ninja. But now he also knows that
now he knows he can build a membership area.
So
Yes.
he got an even juicier response.
Amazing. Excellent. Cool. Well, I didn't want to turn it into a pitch fest. I wanted to make sure we added some value. And one thing I will do too, anybody that signs up for this, we'll do an onboarding call. So, sometimes you're getting into something new and it can be a little like, how do I use all this stuff? It's a very powerful tool. And we want to make sure you get the most out of it. So I'll go ahead and I'll personally get on the phone with anybody that joins, whether it's monthly or annual. It doesn't matter to me. You matter to us. And so I want to make sure that you get the most value out of it. So if you go ahead and sign up, you get an onboarding call. We'll walk you through maybe some customizations you want to do to it, how you want to use it, what your goals are, and figure out the best way to get the most value out of it as fast as possible and get you up and running. If you're already running ads, it's already pretty much set up for that. So you don't have to worry about it. If you're not, there's plenty of other ways to use it to communicate with leads. So that's what I got.
Yeah.
That's what I got. What do you think?
Any other questions? No problem, James. Glad to help you out. Thanks for joining us there on Facebook. Any other questions from our current members or someone that's thinking about like, hey, what else? This is kind of like the last few minutes where we'll just answer any questions you guys have about anything.
Yeah, that sounds good. Why don't we just go Q&A? How about that? Who's got questions? Anybody got questions? I know there's a bit of a delay on Facebook as I'm watching it in the restream. Now the question tab finally came up. So I think that's might be all we got, huh? What do you think?
I think so. I think we're good.
Cool. Well, if anybody wants to see, I got a little video that I can share. It's about 5 minutes that kind of goes over some of the basics of the File Up Ninja 2. So we'll run that and then we'll just end the call. What do you think? That sound good, Travis?
Yeah. Well, Hallie asked if we get the annual upgrade bonus if we already have T Fund. Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
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 No, only new members, just like the phone companies, right?
Oliver, yes, you are able to. Sorry, I switched over to. We have so many streams. Oliver asked, so Hallie, yes, you can. If you upgrade there, we'll edit you. You won't be paying like 2 subscriptions. So if you just upgrade annually at that link, right, John, we can go on the other end.
Not that
Or
link. Well,
Hallie, I'll send you a private message because I can do it manually, so you don't have to go through the step. So I'll send you a message. Make a note here. And then Oliver asked, can you customize the website? Section's pretty standard. So yeah, you can customize the websites. One thing I love about it is that it's a drag and drop builder. We show you how to do it. It's as simple as building one of those automations, if not simpler, because it's more
simpler.
visual.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is if you need help getting things changed, Oliver, we're there to help you. But also you don't need to wait. Like that's one thing I found about website companies. If you need to add a page or change things, it's like, here's this, I need to do this. And then 3 weeks later, they get that
Right.
Black Friday flyer up on December 10th. And you're like, well,
Right.
wait a minute, is this for next Black Friday, right? So
Yes.
yeah, you're able to customize the website, Oliver. It's very simple, so you can make it look how you want, but you also want the framework that's going to result in students, right?
Yes.
And then Haley, I'll make sure I send you a message here as soon as we jump off.
Cool. Any other questions, comments? All right. So I'll leave you with our thank you guys. Appreciate you all. Thank you for being on here. All right. I'll leave us with our 5-minute little explainer video for the Follow Up Ninja, and then we'll end the call after that. So Travis, let's go camera off so that we're not annoying people.
Okay. Bye.
So that we're not annoying people with our ugly faces while everybody's watching our beautiful explainer video. So thanks for being on, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. What if there was Apologies. I didn't share with audio. Let me reshare with audio. See if that works. What if there was one simple tool that you could plug into your social media and your school website that would double, triple, and sometimes even quadruple your odds of converting leads into paying students? I'm about to show you a tool that is proven to do just that, and with no tech savvy needed. It's probably easier to use than anything you've ever tried before. It's called the Follow-Up Ninja, and the idea is simple but powerful. Here's how it works. When you sign up for the Follow-Up Ninja, you're able to click a few buttons and follow a few dead simple steps to link the app to your social media profiles and website. Once you're linked up, every new lead that comes in from your website, social media, messenger, and even lead form ads will automatically start getting follow-up messages that nurture them towards signing up for your classes. So how does this simple tool boost conversions immediately? The reason is simple: hybrid intelligent automation. This eliminates all possible human errors, and more importantly, it eliminates the frustration of chasing down bad leads. The number one absolutely most frustrating thing about doing lead follow-up manually is the time wasted on leads who never answer the phone and never take any action. It's the reason why most school marketing campaigns fail. On the flip side, the issue with automation has always been that it's missing that human touch and can be confusing if a lead responds with a question and then gets the wrong answer to their question or some other automated response instead. If people think a machine is talking to them, they will get frustrated or simply ignore it. This has always been the issue with automating the process until now. The Follow-Up Ninja destroys this challenge with its one-of-a-kind hybrid intelligence model. The automated follow-up messages are friendly and personable, and as soon as a lead replies to the messages, you get notified and can take the conversation over manually. This hybrid intelligence allows you to completely ignore all the bad leads and at the same time allows you to only talk to the highest and best quality leads so that you can still provide that human interaction without getting bogged down in chasing after unresponsive leads. Now, instead of wasting time chasing people down who will never sign up for classes, you can spend your time teaching classes and running your school. The Follow-Up Ninja automatically follows up with every lead and notifies you when a lead has a question, books an appointment, or pays for a trial online. For example, let's say you have a Facebook ad running and it's generating 3 to 5 leads per day. To get the most return on your ad spend, you'd have to stop what you're doing 3 to 5 times per day to send out text messages or emails and then wait around for replies. And if none of those leads got back to you on day 1, you're doing twice the work on day 2, trying to juggle the new leads while continuing the follow-up process on the leads from the day before. Every day, the process multiplies in complexity, and it's overwhelming, and then you give up. With the Follow-Up Ninja, everything is done automatically. Your leads get daily follow-up messages automatically, plus they even get a link to set their own appointments in time slots you've pre-selected. Worried about double booking? We've got you covered there too. You can set the calendar to accept one appointment at a time or limit it to as many multiples as you want, and you'll never be double booked again. You can even plug the Follow-Up Ninja into your Google Calendar with a couple clicks. What about appointment reminders? The Follow-Up Ninja will automatically send appointment reminders via text message to your leads so that you can count on a high show-up rate. What about situations where you have different class times or different ages or different promotions going on at the same time? It works then too. For example, we've seen school owners promoting a free week of class, camps, even after-school programs, all at the same time, all with different age-appropriate time slots, and the Follow-Up Ninja keeps up with all of it. Most importantly, we've seen as high as 50% of cold leads book appointments from an ad on social media. That means if you get 100 leads, you could have as many as 50 appointments. Imagine what you could do with all those appointments. More appointments means more opportunities to enroll more students. In this case, 50 opportunities. Instead of paying thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars to a big team of internet marketers or an agency, or wasting months with trial and error trying to do it all yourself, or even relying on a minimum wage employee to do all the follow-up manually, the Follow-Up Ninja comes pre-installed with our winning campaigns that you can easily customize in seconds for nowhere near the cost of a manual solution. Adding the Follow-Up Ninja to your marketing strategy today is guaranteed to boost your conversions. Get access to this powerful hybrid intelligent follow-up tool right now. In just the next few weeks, you could be doubling, tripling, or even quadrupling your conversions by adding this simple tool to your marketing strategy. To get started, just click the button on this page, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside.